Hey, 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 good afternoon, beautiful people. Welcome to day 5 of the Search for Significance 5-day identity challenge. I am so excited that we have made it here to the end of this week. I hope that this week has been kind to you. I know that this has been a tough week for all of us. It's been hard to keep our hearts and minds clear with all that's going on in the world, but I hope you and your household are blessed. And let's get into it. I am Regina Coley. I'm the motivator, your identity and leadership development specialist. I'm the CEO of Motivator Inc., and I help women to make their mark. Our mission is to make a difference in the way that you work and live. And we strive to give you a space where you can grow and succeed, where you can create your own personal mark on the world in your personal and professional life. So I'm so glad that you are here. I know that we are attracting women of excellence, women of significance, and women who are ready to make a difference in their life and in the lives of others. If you haven't already, I'm inviting you again to join the Motivator Text Club by texting 770-746-8240. That message will come directly to me. Let me know where you're checking in from, what your interests are, and I'll make sure to only send you content that is applicable to you. I will not spam you, I promise. So, we are finishing up this week. We have been talking a lot about significance, the search for significance, why this is prevalent for women, why this is important, what this means to us in our lives. So, I feel that a lot of women are very, very accomplished. Many degrees, businesses, families, marriages, friendships, relationships, doing all the things, creators, entrepreneurs, nurturers. Yet somehow we still feel this lack of importance, this lack of attention, this lack of value in our own self worth. And we just kind of feel like sometimes it's not enough. We, I think, are ingrained in our culture to do the most. And in doing that, sometimes we experience a lot of burnout, and it just shifts our mindset into a place where we sometimes forget who we are, and that is okay. That was the purpose of this challenge, was for us to dial it back in, get back into that place of why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be interacting with the people around me? What is my actual place in this world? And I know that we can get bogged down because many of us were trained. You go to school, you go to college, you get a job, you get married, start the family. It's the American dream. Yet I've realized so many people realize once they get to that place that it's not their dream, that is not their ambition. They have other desires to do many other things in life. And then sometimes you feel like, well, too much time has gone by. I don't know how to get started. Is it still enough time for me? Is it too late? And the answer is it's never too late. As long as there's breath in your body, you still have an opportunity to do the very thing that you've been called to do. And I know that we have a Heavenly Father who came so that we can depend on Him in these moments of weakness. So I'm so glad that you're here. I feel this universal all call for women to just step into their significance in this season, step up to the plate and lead and do the very things that we are supposed to do in all crevices of the earth. We're going to shout out that we are significant and we're going to show up in that way. So that's why we're focusing on this week. So now that we understand that, we talked about false belief systems this week. We've replaced them with the universal truth that we are loved, that we are forgiven, that we are redeemed, that we are restored. And now that we have this good understanding of exactly who it is that we are, that value needs to be amplified. So now, how do we take what we're doing? We serve a big God. I believe that He magnifies things. He doesn't call us to play small. He doesn't want your gift to be little, you to be little, your vision to be little, anything to be done in a small way. He wants us to be magnified so that He can get glorified. So when you hear me say that, now it's time for our value to get amplified. That's why this is not a cocky thing. This isn't a personal branding thing. This isn't an all about you thing. This is a now that you've got to go tell everybody else how to find theirs, or just do the very thing that you've been called to do, and your life will reflect that. I want you to affirm this for me tonight for the final time as we do this together, but I want you to continue to affirm it over your life that I am a masterpiece full of infinite worth, infinite, never ending value. You are someone to behold. You are worthy of attention. Believe it, say it, scream it, write it, shout it, Repeat it over and over again. Let it meditate in your heart that you are somebody and you are a woman of significance. Now, all throughout this week, again, we talked about faulty belief systems. We got into the truth of who we are. We talked about equipping others for leadership. We talked about this call for us to understand that we are to build. We've been called to lead a life worthy of the calling. We talked about what that means, how we are to use our time, talent, treasure in this world. But tonight, I want us to talk about the plans, the plans, because you can't do any of those things without a plan, right? You've heard the quote, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And my goodness, is it true? I know that I've experienced the most amazing results when I sat down and really got clear on what it is that I was doing, what is the ultimate outcome, what is the step by step task that I'm supposed to accomplish. I mean, very, very, very clear. And I often hear the scripture in Jeremiah 29:11, and we love it as believers because we want to know that God gave us a hope in the future. And it says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And all throughout this verse, all I see is the words plans, 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 plans. If God has a plan for us, that means we need a plan for us. If God has a plan to prosper us and not harm ourselves, we need a plan in place for prosperity. And to not harm ourselves, the opposite of that is to take care of ourselves, a self care plan. We need a plan for the hope for our future. If we are becoming more mature, we talked about maturity this week as well, becoming more like Christ and encouraging other people to do the same, getting into a community where we are maturing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all of the ways that one can mature. You should be in community with people who are doing that. You got to have a plan for how to execute that as well. So if we are becoming more like Christ, and this is what is already in place for us, I believe that we're torch bearers. And we can't just sit back and say, well, he's got us. I mean, he does have us, but let's have us too. We have to do some work. Faith without works is dead. So, our requirement is to also put the plans in place that will allow us to have a hope in the future, have prosperity, focus on self care, and focus on what kind of future and what outcomes we plan on having. So keep that in mind. Next time you hear that scripture, where is your plan as well? Another verse that I love, 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 and commit to heart is Habakkuk 2:2. And I'm going to show you three different ways that this is written, and we're going to talk about exactly what that means for you. So the very first one is the NIV version, and it says, then the Lord replied, write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it. And I highlighted here the word revelation. That's the way that's written in NIV. Let's look at how it's written in the King James Version. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So here it says, write the vision. The other version said the revelation. That's what they wanted us to write. And also highlighted here that whoever reads it is supposed to be able to read it and run with it. Very important here. And then lastly is the NLT version. Then the Lord said to me, write my answer plainly on tablets so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. Very important differences here in the translations. It's why if you are becoming more mature, one of the signs of spiritual maturity is in-depth studying. And so you may have become accustomed to reading a certain type of Bible. It might be your NIV. I know I'm addicted to NLT, but now I'm also really loving the Message Bible. Everything is written differently. And so you get various levels of understanding of what a certain scripture means by looking at it written in different contexts. So these three versions here allow us to look at what does it mean to write the vision and make it plain, because I know that's what a lot of people hear in church. Write the vision, make it plain, because we need to be able to run with it. So here's my take on Habakkuk. Is number one, let's go here. Boom. Your plans, they need to be written. That's very clear. And every single one of those, it says write the vision, write the vision. Not think about the vision, not make a Pinterest board for it. It says write it down. And when I believe when you write something down, when you have a burning desire for it, when it's fresh in your heart, when you're running off of the fumes of just, I got to get this done. I really want to get this clear. There's a certain urgency that you write with, number one. There's a certain clarity that you write with, number two. Even if it's not 100% clear, you write down the bits and pieces that are coming to you. But what gets written gets done. That's always been a part of my belief system. It's what gets written gets done. When you do not write something down, you often forget what it is that you're supposed to do, or you forget a portion of it, or you miss a deadline. All of those things have happened. I'm pretty sure that you can relate as well. And it's a requirement for you when you want to get clear about something, because sometimes you can step away from it, come back, and then reread it again and ask yourself, does this make sense? Where can I make changes? It just allows for you to think and reflect and get clearer on what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So everything that you plan for needs to get written. Number two, it needs to be plain and clear. It says write the vision and make it plain, not write the vision and write 50 pages of it and make it overly complex and complicated. Simplify it, make it plain, make it clear. Then we looked at two translations, one of which said write the vision, one of which says write the revelation. So we have the ability to think about the plan. We have the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. And it's used to emphasize the surprising or remarkable quality of someone or something. The first is the definition of a vision. So it's planning for the future with wisdom. And then revelation is used to emphasize the surprising or remarkable quality of someone or something. So as we're sitting here talking about plans to prosper you, plans for your self-care, plans for things that you hope for, plans for your future, we already talked about making your mark. And every time I hear the word remarkable, I hear an opportunity for you to make your mark and show the quality of who you are or the thing that you are building. So I thought that that was beautiful. In the definition of revelation, the very thing that we are supposed to write, that word remarkable quality was there, because I believe it defines you, and I believe it defines what it is that you are building. I believe it defines your hope. I believe it defines your future. And so I just was like, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing that that's there. And then the ability to think about or plan the future with wisdom requires you to be either wise yourself. We talked about maturity and growing, right? Or you're in community with people who are mature enough to guide you in the way that you should go. So I thought that that was interesting as well, as that vision isn't just simply what you think about. It can be the things that you imagine, but it is wiser for it to be also filled with wisdom to eliminate mistakes, to save on time. You get around people who are wise, they can help you eliminate some mistakes along the way. Am I right? So our plans need to be written, they need to be plain and clear. They need to be a plan that is filled with wisdom. They need to be plans that have heavy emphasis on the remarkable quality of what is happening and your remarkable qualities and capabilities as well. And then lastly, I thought it was so nice in the last translation where it says, write the vision and make it plain so that the runner can carry the correct message to others. So if your vision and your plans are not simplified enough that somebody else can read them and be able to run with them, and I believe that visionaries and leaders are required to do just that. There is a reason why that's there, and it says that they can run with them. I think that we overthink a lot of things, and then God gave us a vision, and we're sitting here waiting on all of the things to happen. I need the money, I need the team, I need the this, I need the that. You need to get started. You need to get started, because once you start and you begin to put things out into the world, though all of those things will come with it. The funding will come, the team will come, the rest of the provision will come, all of it. But you have to get the messaging down packed so that others can run with it. You have to get so in tune with your own leadership, with your own vision, with exactly who it is that you are, so that you can be consistent enough so that when that team does come, when the others come, When the people who you're praying for a relationship and friendship with and community with come, they can be able to assist you quickly. None of us is promised tomorrow. And I know that that is a very heavy truth to face, but none of us is promised tomorrow. So if we have vision today, if we have clarity today, if we have excitement today, if we have revelation today, if we have the vision today, what are you waiting on? This is often the thing that riddles me with intelligent women, with significant women, with talented women. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know either, because I'm thinking everything that you told me, we ready to go. Let's get it. Like maybe you just needed somebody to tell you that you could. And that goes back to that false belief system of thinking that you need to be validated by somebody else. Sometimes it helps, it builds us up in terms of encouragement and edifying each other by, saying, I'm here for you, I got you, I support you, tell me what you need, how can I help you? All of those things are beautiful to hear, but we want to make sure that our plans, we're not delaying them. We just need to move. Sometimes I have realized that momentum creates a movement. So just getting started gets things moving. And then we know that Newton's law says that once an object is in motion, it stays in motion unless it's stopped by some kind of, outside force. But once we get going, we typically tend to keep going. And sometimes it takes us just getting started. So if I can encourage you in any way tonight, as you develop your plans, as you're writing and journaling, what kind of person am I? What kind of leader am I? What is my mark on the world? How can I let generations, all of my children and grandchildren and everyone in my legacy line know that I was here and I made a mark on this world? I want them to know who I was, because I believe once I realized who some of my ancestors were, I'm like, a part of that has trickled down to me 100%. It shaped my identity, it shaped the things that I do. I'm so proud of the lineage that I have. I'm so proud of the strength, of the resilience, of the dedication. And it's just a model of excellence that I hope to continue and pass down to my children too. But I'm always thinking of that in terms of legacy. How am I doing that? Am I doing that? Where can I improve? Because it's not just about me, it is about them as well. Because they're going to say, who was mama? Who was grandmama? Who was great grandmama? And I want those stories to be filled with all of the roadmap for them so that they don't have to reinvent the wheel too. They can say, wow, she was amazing. She was an amazing person. I want people to say that for you too. So we got to get our plans together. This is bigger than us, y'all. This is big. This is major. And I can't stress it enough. This is not anything that we want to just close the book on for Friday night and say, hey, because there's a lot of people right now that's getting dressed for the club. It's a lot of people right now that's about to roll over and get into bed. And we have work to do. Rest is important. Self care is important. Taking time for yourself is very important, but so is the work. And if you are spending all of your time, all of your energy, all of your days focused on just your job and nothing else, none of the other things that you could be doing, I'm afraid you're going to miss your mark. And I don't want that for you. I want you to lead a life worthy of your calling, this high calling to excellence. I want your life to speak for you and teach for you when your tongue is silent. We read a beautiful poem yesterday. If you missed out on day 4, I want you to go back and watch the replay. The poem is amazing. I love it. I think it's reflective of us as women of significance and how our lives can do that for others. So now that we have this understanding of significance and who you are and your place as a woman in this world, your position of power as a woman of significance of this world, I think that there is a desire to live a life reflective of that significance. And raise your hand if that's true for you too. I'm raising mine high. You're looking to make a significant difference through your time, through your talent, through your treasure, and you're ready to build and equip others through leadership. I want you to let me know in the chat if that sounds like you, if any of those responses sound like your personal desires. Let me know in the chat. Even if you're watching a replay, even if this is like a year from now and you're watching a replay, let me know yes in the chat if any of those sounded like you. I want you to focus on this for your assignment. I want you to just think for a minute, how confident do you feel about your assignment right now in life? If we talked with the urgency and you have a better understanding of your own personal significance, you feel this call to hire, you know that there are certain things that you need to put in place. There's opportunity for you to grow here. And I believe that if you're not growing, you're dying. What is it that you feel right now about your assignment? Our assignment yesterday was to journal some more about what we feel called to do and who we feel called to help. That doesn't have to be anything like a new business, or it can be anything for you. In your reflective time, what did you hear? What are you thinking? What are you thinking about building? Who are you thinking of equipping and helping and guiding and teaching and mentoring and leading, supporting? How confident do you feel about your ability to do that now? No right or wrong answer, just curious. Just curious. So I guess my real question for you is, if you feel good about it, what's holding you back from actually doing it? And I want you to type in your answer in the chat. I'm always curious what this is. What is it that holds people back? Is it time? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it, I don't want to make the assumption that I know what everybody's personal situation is. There are a number of things that can hold us back. I'm curious what that is for you. So let me know by typing in your answer in the chat. Again, even if you're catching a replay, let me know. This is still always very interesting for me as I have a lot of conversation with women about what holds them back. So I'm very, very excited to let you know that today I'm launching my brand new program entitled Radiant. Radiant is a 90-day online coaching program for women who are ready to make their mark. And firstly, I just want to say thank you. Congratulations on completing our challenge, because we are on day 5. It was a 5-day challenge. Your fidelity speaks volumes. I hope that you continue to finish what you start and start to lead well and bloom where it is that you're planning. I know that you will, because I just know you're a woman of significance. I know I'm going to see great things from you. But I want to let you know a little bit more about Radiant, because if you've said to yourself that you don't have a high level of confidence in this area right now, or it's something that you would like to give more time and attention, dedication, and focus to, I want to let you know a little bit more about Radiant. So right now, Radiant is a 90-day identity and leadership development accelerator. We're focused on women who want to make their mark in this world, who want to focus more on their significance, their identity, who they are, purpose. They want to delve deep. We went into it a little bit this week, but we go even deeper into a lot of things, because I feel like for me, when I did answer that question about how confident do I feel and what's holding me back, what was holding me back was a lot of old stuff. It wasn't even anything new. It was a lot of older thoughts and thought patterns that I was holding on to, feelings of um, just all kind of things that were literally attached to my identity and were not allowing me to move forward because I couldn't move past them. And so I realized the same is for a lot of women. We hold on to very painful emotions, and it stops us in our tracks from moving forward. So we really get into identity of who put a lot of the ideas that we have about ourselves, thoughts about ourselves there, and we work on them. We work on some real deal healing, okay? In addition to that, once we get into a place where we're feeling good and we're feeling better about ourselves, and we've done the work of working on who we are and healing from past, we work on, now we got a plan for our future. Now we need to fast track this, because again, no one is promised tomorrow. So we want to make sure our plans for prosperity, our plans for leadership are very clear, are very plain so that we can take them and be swift and run with them, that we're communicating clear messages about who we are, and our life speaks and teaches for us even when we are not. So when you enroll in this program, you also get access to this audio training course that I have called The Master of You. It just flows so beautifully with this talk of identity and who we are and building ourselves up for leadership. It's a $97 value. It is included as a bonus to you for being here and attending the challenge with me. And I also want to include another beautiful series called the You Are series. We're getting back to the basics of who you are. I know that life has thrown a lot of things at you that may have started to peel back these layers and say, no, you're not that. No, you're not that. No, you're not that. This audio series is about a 6-part audio series. Really begins to clothe ourselves back into all of those pieces of who we are. We're clothing our brilliance back onto our bodies. We're putting our beautiful coats back onto our bodies. We're putting our focus coats back onto our bodies. And we're dressing in a way that's reflective of who we are. And it's just this loving reminder of all of the things that you are. And it's something I feel like you can replay on the days that you feel down, on the days that you're having a rough day, on the days that you just need to remind it, girl, you got it going on. You're a woman of significance. What you talking about? These people at your job are working your nerves. What are you talking about? The kids are getting on your nerves today. You got to sit down and have a plan in place for when those faulty, stinking, shrinking, thinking thoughts come back into your mind. How are you going to combat those things? Is there someone you can get on the phone with? Is there something, even if there's nobody in your circle, this series is in your circle. It needs to be a part of your plan. You get access to it. It's a limited time offer. It's only available if you enroll this weekend. So I want to make sure that you get your hands on the UR series as a part of being a challenge attendee. So, fidelity pays. It pays to show up and it pays to be a finisher because not a lot of people are finishers. Our program includes topics on significance, purpose, and we create a 90-day leadership training and action plan. But the beautiful thing is that within this program, you get access to my Radiant Roadmap. And my roadmap is a 7-part system that helps you to identify your brilliance and how you're going to radiate that out into life. And it's only available within this program. So I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about being able to teach it to you and train you on it because it's a system. Once implemented, you can use it over and over and over again in a variety of settings where you're looking to amplify your voice, amplify your vision, and amplify your value. So you get access to the roadmap inside of this program. We are delving into self-care. We're delving into mindset here, communication. We cover a lot of topics in this program. It is very extensive because I believe that women deserve the best quality training available to you. So this is here for you inside of the program. Again, you can learn more at virginiacoley.com/radiant to get enrolled. So let's recap. As a student, you're going to get video tutorials of all of those trainings that we just talked about. Each of them has assignments, so you got to do the work. Faith without works is dead. We can't just believe that this is what we deserve. We've got to work and show it like we really mean it. So these assignments are there along with your video tutorials. We also jumped into some weekly support calls, and all of these calls are helping you to create a greater sense of accountability. Number one, make sure that you stay on track, that your mindset is good, to answer any questions that you have, to get clarity around things that you may be working on. You may want to piggyback ideas and say, how does this sound? What do you think about this? And I think that input is extremely important as we talk about clarity and building up our confidence. You get access to the Radiant Coaching Program Playbook, which is a jewel of a resource to have forever. And you get access to a private Facebook group where you can ask other members of the program questions if you need to, in lieu of those weekly support calls, or if you're like, I need help with something now. I can't wait until our call. the private Facebook group is a wonderful way to connect with the community and get your questions answered. And as I stated, you get access to that Radiant Roadmap system. It is only available here in the Radiant Coaching Program. That's over $4,900 in value. And you get all of this. You get the Radiant Coaching Program, 90 days, identity and leadership development. You get a copy of the UR series, 6 audio courses to get back to the basics of who you are. You get the Master of You audio training series. And you get the weekly support calls, the Facebook group, the community. You get access to the playbook. You get it all for just $2,500. And here's the thing about it. I can confidently say that I believe that this program is the best you will make on your life. I believe that women who are serious about their future invest in quality, they invest in training, and you can spend a lot of your time buying a bunch of books, hearing from 10,000 different people on social media. You can spend your time, eating that money away. But I believe that when I got very, very clear, I invested in high level coaching. I invested in something that was going to make me a better person, because getting strategy and business ideas and getting all the books are great. They sit on the shelf, they collect dust because something internally doesn't allow you to move forward. The fact that this program combines identity and your leadership allows you to focus on yourself and the things that you are doing, because I do not believe that they're separate. Yourself goes with you wherever you go. How you show up makes a big difference on what you're building and how you're equipping other people, who you are as a person. So I believe if you're ready to take your next step, this is the investment that you need to make, because it is saying, I'm serious about my future. I'm serious about what it is that I want to build, and it's time. I know that you, like I was too, are sick of watching other people grow and grow year after year, accomplishment and accolade, one after the other, while we're still sitting there saying, what's holding me back? What is holding me back? Why isn't it my moment yet? And in the program, we answer that question thoroughly. We have a beautiful exercise that works through a lot of those things, and you'll get the answers that I'm sure that you have been searching for. So we have 2 enrollment options. We have general enrollment, where you can pay in full, a one-time payment, or we have the option to do a 3-payment plan. If that is something that you need, you make a payment once a month. We have a 90-day program, so you pay every 30 days, if that makes sense. Your first payment to enroll in the program would occur tonight, and then 30 days after the next, and then 30 days after that will be the next. If you are interested in a payment plan or any other types of financing option, please feel free to send me an email, regina@reginacoley.com. There are options. So here is the 2 that we have laid out tonight, so that you can get access to all of those beautiful bonuses. I want you to get the life that you deserve and have fun at the same time too. And I cannot wait for you to join us. We are really going to jump in deep. We are going to help you achieve your goals. We are going to pull back the veil off of your eyes that have been holding you back, that have been blinding you, that have caused you to see yourself much differently than God intended, and much differently than I'm sure you really are. You are a woman of significance, and you have something beautiful to share with this world. The world is waiting. I want you to visit reginacoley.com/radiant to enroll. I want to see your beautiful face there in the building. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this challenge. I hope you found the content to be useful. I hope that you are feeling inspired to take the next step in your amazing leadership journey. And I want to invite you, if you are not already following me on social media, to follow me at The Motivator. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, anywhere else. LinkedIn, I'm there as well. Just find me, let's connect, let's stay in contact and community with one another, because I do believe that that is important. Plus, it allows me to see some of the things that you all are doing and working on, so I can support it, like it, give you a little whoop whoop. We can always use that, right? All right, once again, reginachloe.com/radiant. I hope to see your enrollment come through tonight. Take care.